What's going on, guys? Matt DeBary, dogpost.com, here with another recruiting report for you guys. We are less than a week away from signing day. So much going on, and the Georgia staff is out there trying to lock down the nation's #1 recruiting class. And right now, they've got a really good shot at it. So I definitely want to break down the 2020 class for you guys and kind of give you an idea of where things could go and what might happen in these next few days before Wednesday, which is obviously signing day. So let's get right into it. Georgia has 19 signees from the December period. They have 3 verbal commitments right now. 5-star offensive lineman Broderick Jones, 4-star offensive lineman Cedric Van Pran, and the new commitment, 4-star running back Dajan Edwards, who committed to Georgia over Florida State and others yesterday. So 19 signees, 3 verbal commitments. If Georgia's able to hold on to all of those, which they should, I'll talk about that in a little bit, that will give Georgia 22 with room for 1, maybe 2 more spots in this class. So real quick, I did want to touch on Broderick Jones, one of the 5-star commitments, or the lone 5-star verbal commitment for Georgia right now. He has been committed to Georgia for over a year and a half now, longtime Bulldog commit. But Auburn's been the team trending for a few months, maybe not over the last couple weeks, but November and December, it really looked like Auburn had the momentum and was going to be able to flip him. Obviously, he did not sign with Georgia or Auburn when he had the opportunity to do so in the December early signing period. So now it's really going to come down to these official visits. He took his official visit to Georgia last weekend. The sources that I spoke to, a lot of them think that it's still a coin flip. Could go either way. They don't feel great about him staying with Georgia. They definitely think Auburn is a threat. Obviously, with their official visit coming up this weekend, the Tigers are a serious threat to flip him. But I think most of my sources connected with Broderick, a few of them were on that visit with him to Georgia, and they think Georgia's in a good spot to hold on to him. One 2020 commitment told me 100% Broderick Jones is going to stick with Georgia. I don't think it's 100%. I think Auburn is a serious threat, and you can't rule them out when they have the last visit the weekend before signing day. Auburn's a team that closes really well, and they're a team that can offer him early playing time. Georgia can do the same, but they're going to have to hold off Auburn, who obviously gets this last official visit. Right now, I think Georgia will be able to hold on to him. But again, there's a few days left. Anything can happen, and this one could get a little dramatic towards the end, and I think if you're a Georgia fan, this is the recruitment that you're going to have your eye on the most. This one might have the most dramatic feel to it leading up of all the remaining targets left. So this is one we're keeping a close eye on, and again, I think Georgia should be able to hold on to him. That's what I've heard from most of my sources. Again, some of them think that it's really, really close, 50-50. Others are more confident. But right now, I think it's a close battle. And again, he's got that Auburn visit this weekend, but as of Friday morning, I think Georgia should be able to hold on to Broderick Jones, 5-star offensive tackle. But it's going to come down to this Auburn visit. If they blow him away, they've got a good shot to flip him. But right now, I think Georgia will hold on to him. Not saying that with a ton of confidence, but that's my job to figure this stuff out. And right now, I think Georgia should be able to hold on to him. As it relates to Van Pran, the 4-star center, he did not cancel his Florida official visit that I am aware of. So the Gators still have a small chance, but they're going to have to really blow him away and win him and the family over this weekend. I feel like they're pretty solidly committed to Georgia right now, and I think if anything, unless something crazy happens, he will sign with Georgia alongside his teammates at Warren Easton. I think if they didn't have those school rules or where they all wanted to sign together in February, that Van Pran would have signed with Georgia in the early signing period. I was told the only reason he didn't is because he wanted to sign with his teammates in February who were still making that decision. So I think Georgia's got a very, very good chance to hold on to Van Pran. I think he is excited to be in Athens. He's in the group text with all the commits and signees. He was with Broderick Jones, Tate Ratledge, Austin Blask, and a few others this past weekend for his official visit. They went axe throwing. They spent a lot of quality time together. The offensive lineman, with Matt Luke and those guys. So Van Pran had a great visit. And again, I'd be very, very surprised if he did not sign with Georgia in February. I don't think there's going to be a ton of drama there. I think Georgia has a pretty firm commitment with him right now. So I do think Georgia should be able to hold on to him and Broderick Jones and, of course, Daijun Edwards. So that's kind of how I see things shaking up with the verbal commitments. And if that all happens to be correct, then that would give Georgia 22. Now, I don't know, or I'm not sure if there's one more spot available or two more. I don't know if they're going to sign 23 or 24 just yet. But if they sign one more, I think it's going to be a defensive back. And I think it's going to be Charles Bell, the 3-star safety out of Maryland, who took his official visit to Georgia this weekend. I think it's important to the staff that they try to bring in another defensive back. It's not going to be Ennis Rakestraw. I think he's headed towards Alabama. It's not going to be Avante Williams. I think he's headed to Florida. So I don't want to call him a plan B or C option, but I think that's kind of what it is right now with Charles Bell. He never even posted an official offer. I believe he's got one, but he didn't make that known on social media or anything like that. But I do think they want to add one more defensive back, and I think Charles Bell is going to be the guy. Darren Branch is another safety who was in town this past weekend, Ole Miss commit, but I think he's leaning towards staying with Ole Miss. Charles Bell, the former Syracuse commit, I think is going to be the guy that Georgia brings in with one of these final remaining spots. If they have one more after that and they sign 24, I think it's going to come down to 3-star wide receiver Ladd McConkey, who will take his official visit to Georgia this weekend, or 3-star linebacker DJ Lundy, who took his official visit to Georgia last weekend. Right now, I think it will be McConkey with the wide receiver to get that final spot if it's available. Grew up a Tennessee fan, but Georgia's a team that has really impressed him. They offered a few weeks ago Kirby when and watched him play basketball. So, yeah, he's a target. They're not going to go visit this kid, for no reason if they didn't really like him. So I think if they end up taking 24 kids, Ladd McConkey, the wide receiver out of North Murray, will be that guy. DJ Lundy's still on Georgia's radar. I just don't think they'll have room for him. I think he's going to end up at Virginia Tech. So again, I don't see a ton of surprises in these few days leading up to signing day. The Zach Evans drama is over. Georgia doesn't have to worry about that, or Georgia fans don't have to worry about that with Daijun Edwards coming on board as the second running back. Again, the spots are very limited now. There's only a certain amount, so I'm not expecting a crazy signing day. But it is what it is. Signing day is always full of surprises. So you can never really say no, but right now we think the most drama going into signing day will be with Broderick Jones, whether he sticks with Georgia or flips to Auburn. I could see both happening, but again, right now I think Georgia will be the team to hold on to him. But after that, I think it's pretty simple. They do want to add another defensive back. I think that'll be Charles Bell, and if they have one more, that'll be either McConkey or DJ Lundy. And right now I think it'll be McConkey, but I'm not even sure if that spot's available. If they just take 23, then you're looking at just one more spot, and it could go to McConkey, it could go to Lundy. I think they would really like to bring in another defensive back, though. So that's kind of where things stand, guys. If you have any more questions, go over to Dog Post. We're pumping out content left and right. I just put a visitor update on Dog Post. Lots of top targets will be in town, including Ladd McConkey, who will be on his official visit. Marcus Henderson, 4-star offensive lineman, will be on his official visit. And lots of 2021 prospects. So plenty of visitors in town. Go to Dog Post to read all about that. And make sure you're all updated on your Georgia Bulldog team and recruiting news. Signing day is just a few days away. Make sure to sign up to Dog Post today. Like and subscribe to our page on YouTube.